back on the work van today. You've been brought up to speed in the update video that I did a couple of days ago, a few days ago. So you'll know where I'm at on the sides, and you'll know where I'm at with the rest of the welding. This is probably one of the most difficult parts that I'm going to have to attack. It's probably one of the last things I need to attack, of the rust anyway. Still got the sunroof and the rear window to weld up. I've got the steel for that, but I want to make a good start on cutting this out, ready to weld some new stuff in. So come on in, before that, obviously go make yourself a cup of tea. It's not, we don't want to jump the gun here. So a cup of sugars, Yorkshire tea if you can get it, it's tip top, and any bitties you like. And I'll meet you, I'll bring you in and you can have a closer look at this. So yeah, pause the video now, go and do that, and I'll catch you over here. Pretty crusty. Oh, right, I hope you've got cups of teas. But yeah, you can see this was all fiberglassed. It had mesh in it and it had been fiberglassed, which is great. Obviously really, really helpful. Just hide it. Don't fix it, just hide it. Which is fine, if that's what they knew, if that's all they could do at the time, fair enough. So this side, this is usually what goes. This bottom piece here, and it's looking okay apart from this, quite a lot. It's very pitted there, but it's this back piece that's, well, it's disappeared. So I've got two options really. First is I can try and cut out just that back piece, the horizontal if you will, no, vertical if you will, and try to weld a piece in there. Or my second option, which I'm not too sure about, I just cut along here and here, and then get a 90-degree, just an angle, mild steel angle, and cut some reliefs in the horizontal so I can bend the vertical round to this shape. So I've got two options there. So my plan is to get a needler and the old wire wheel on this horizontal. I want to see the condition of this, because looking inside it's not terrible, but then you get to stuff like this and it does look pretty bad. So I want to get the needler, blast all this off, because there's still some fiberglass over here. So I want to check the condition, because as much as just you'd think replacing just this one piece would be easy, but how am I going to get the grinder in there? I'm going to need a bigger grinder, because this is quite a difficult angle to get inside, and I can't get at it with a 4-inch. So I'll have to get the 6-inch, or 9-inch or whatever. It would be easier with the 4-inch grinder to cut this cut and this cut, and then weld an angle in there, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm chatting now. Okay, I've made a decision. I've decided that the bottom, the horizontal, isn't that bad. And what I'm going to try and do with a 9-inch is cut this section out top, and then in that corner of that 90-degree, everyone paying attention, I'm going to try and cut that out. I'm going to treat the rest of this horizontal and cut the vertical out, that 2-inch or whatever it is. Because then once that is out the way, I can then grind all this back, the flat part, treat it, and then I can weld new metal in, and then paint the whole thing like Raptor armour paint, and then I can forget about it. Alright? Good. Let's get the grinder. Ear defence, and also glasses. These are not the correct glasses. They will not protect your eyes if one of these discs explodes, but what it will do is protect your eyes from carbon and steel and filings and Lego and bird poo and missiles, stuff like that. I can't remember what rated you need, I think, is it G rating? Which are the strongest you can get. You want a strong pair of glasses basically. And it's cold and I'm hot, and so these are steaming up immediately, which is why you can see not many people wear them. So you have to try and angle them so you look like something from Spy Kids, so that they don't steam up and you can still use them. Electricity. So now you can see the problem. I can't get at that second angle. I can't do it. Can't get it with this. So I need the big guns. This is a 6-inch, 9-inch. It's a big one. Anyway, it's the bigger one. The only problem I've got with this is I can't get, I have bent these trying to get this undone. This is tightened up. I mean, FT, this is tight. I've bent them trying to get them off. So, I'm going to show you a trick how to get these off. Now, you don't need to use an air tool. You can have an SDS set to hammer drill or whatever you like. Something that goes and it doesn't spin. And then you lock this off as best as you can, and then you just it out the way. There we go. Right. Oh yeah. Going to do the business. I'm aware, before you say this is a grinding disc, not a cutting disc. I don't have a cutting disc, so I'm not driving 20 minutes to the shop and back, so this is going to do the thing, okay? Good. Come on, you. Should have gloves for this, really. So that's good metal, you can see. I didn't need to cut up to there, but there we go, that's where we're going to stop. This needs to come off all the way. This screwdriver identifies as a chisel, by the way. Good. Slippage. Right, and there we are. So far. Probably going to get the air chisel and get these edges off. Yeah, I probably will do that. Because then it's a nice flat piece that I can weld to. And then all this stuff that's rotting away on the inside, that can be gone. And I won't have to worry about it then. Cool. Edges are down. Okay, so you can see what I'm playing with. This bottom piece is good. This bottom piece is A-okay. I'm very pleased with that, because usually it's water sits along this edge, and if any paint or anything, if there's a crack in the paint or any dramas going on, then this is the first to go, followed closely by this guy. But it looks like it's just been this chap. So I'm going to whip these little wings off, and then I'll measure that. I've got some 2mm, which I don't know. I kind of want it to be thicker than that, but it looks like it's 1, possibly 2mm anyway. So yeah, I'll just replace this like for like, and then treat the whole thing. I was worried about this back edge as well. You could see a little bit where it started to. No, that's where that's supposed to be. This piece curves down. It's not a sharp edge, which I thought it was. So yeah, cool, happy with that. Boom. (31 3/4 inch) by 2. Looks like 2 definitely. Maybe a bit less than 2. 31 3/4 inch. Yeah. Cool. So I've cut this, I've had to finesse it a little bit, but it will go in there quite nicely. I'm going to start with this corner. I'm not too fussed about whether or not the bottom lines up, because it's all going to be welded, and then I'll cover it with black armour paint anyway. So this is just for strength, this isn't for looks. For those of you that don't know, this is going to be my work van. So, you know, it's not a show van or anything like that. It won't be shown, or at least probably not proper shows anyway. It needs to be strong, it needs to pass an MOT, and it needs to look reasonably good. So that's what we're going for, right? So before you start kicking off in the comments, this isn't like a restoration, this is me getting the van back on the road so that I can use it. Right, and all of you guys at home as well, classic cars, they don't have to be perfect. People restore them beyond what they were ever originally made to be or look like. So if all you can do with your expertise is make it look strong and half decent, get out there, get on it. Anyway, I'm going to pull the welder over, I'm going to start tacking this up and then finesse it into place, and then I'll weld it. So there you go. I'll stick you on a time lapse for that because it's a little bit boring. Hello. So I've welded the bottom, I've tacked most of the top. It's a bit of a mess, but this is not a welding channel. But I will say this, my welds have greatly improved when I spent some actual money on a welding mask. I was buying those £10 plastic fantastic Chinesian things, and you just can't see a thing, or you get blinded. So spend some money on a nice mask if you're going to do some welding. I mean, this is not a welding channel, please do not judge me, but the bottom is looking mostly there. Alright, yeah, okay, I'm not going to read the comments, but it's strong and it's metal, alright? Good. Okay, oh, it's quite cold. So you can see now, I've ground all the top flat to the right shape, or as close to as I can get. I can only get down to there because the grinder's too small. And I'm not getting the massive grinder out because this bottom weld isn't that bad and it looks okay, it's passable. The rest of it I've ground flat. Yeah, the old saying goes that a grinder and paint make me the welder I ain't. So there we go. Just going to add some rust proofing now. This is Hammerite crust. It's the one I use, I like it a lot. You can do it yourself. You can buy the acid yourself and then you can, as long as you get the water dilution right, this is the same thing, and you can get, I think it's, is it it's not sulfuric acid. I'll find out the acid and I'll put it on the screen here somewhere. And that's pretty cheap. It's like 20 quid for 5 litres of it, and you mix it, I think 20% dilution, and it should react exactly the same way as this stuff. It's the main ingredient in it, really. But yeah, so now I'm going to rust proof this balls, get everything nice and coated in that, and then I'm going to wait for this to go off. You'll know it's working if you mix your own at home, because the metal and all the weld and stuff and all the rust will start to turn brown or black, sorry. So I'll do this, wait for it to go off, and go tacky, go hard, and then I'll do another coat. Really get it on there. I am not afraid of using this stuff. And once that's done, I'm just going to throw some black paint, just any old spray paint, onto it just to seal it for the time being. Like I said, it doesn't matter too much down here because this is all going to be really, this is just going to be tractor paint, not tractor paint, armour paint, you know, the stuff they do the beds. You'll see it when I do it. It's good. I did, if you look back at my previous videos, the yellow van, the camper, I did the roof in that. That's what that paint is. It's like a really hard stippled effect. You put it on with a Schultz gun. It's pretty cheap. I think it's about 19 quid a tin for a litre with the activator with it, you know. And that should do us the job. We'll get a load in there as well, just because. Right, and I am probably going to call it here for the day. It's 4 o'clock, I think, now. What time is it? 20 to 4. I'm going to call it today. I've got some other bits and bobs to do at home. So the next step for this, which you'll be here for, hopefully, is I've got that 2mm sheet, and I'm going to weld up the back window, and I'm also going to weld up the sunroof as well. So that should be interesting, because I've not really done that before, so that should be pretty cool. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and yeah, take care. Keep drinking that tea, it's good for you.